This unit begins our discussion of finance. We will be talking about some very special financial topics, including simple interest, compound interest, annuities, and home loans. These topics require slightly different formulas, which are easy to get confused. Therefore, simple interest is the only type for which we will use a formula, which is the familiar I equals PRT, or interest equals principal times rate times time. For all the others, we will not be using formulas or tables from the book. We will use only the financial application on your TI-83 or 84 series calculator. You will need this specific calculator for both this unit on finance and the unit on statistics coming up later. I'd like to walk you through the process of using the calculator for these purposes with some quick and easy insight as to how to key things in. First of all, let's find the finance application. If your calculator is a TI-83, not a TI-83 Plus, you will actually have a key labeled finance. If you have a TI-83 Plus or any of the TI-84 series, the finance screen is hidden. Turn your calculator on, then find the math key, which is the third button down on the left, not counting the graphing keys. Immediately to the right of the math key is a key marked Apps, A-P-P-S. Press Apps. This brings up a menu of preloaded applications, including one called Finance. This should be the first one on the list, but if not, scroll down with the down arrow key until you find it. Once Finance is highlighted, press Enter. This brings up a menu of items, most starting with the letters TVM. This abbreviation stands for Time Value of Money. We will work exclusively with the first item on this list, Tvm Solver. It is already highlighted, so just press Enter. This brings up the screen that we will use for all our problems. We need to know what each item on this list represents. First, we see N equals. This refers to the total number of periods that we are concerned with. For instance, if we invest money in an account that compounds interest monthly, and we plan to leave the money in that account for 3 years, the number of periods would be 3 times 12, or 36, since there are 12 months in each of the 3 years. We would enter 36 after the N equals. Next on the list is I% equals. This refers to the annual interest rate, which is usually the stated rate. Suppose our investment paid 6% annual interest compounded monthly. Then we would simply enter the number 6 after the I% equals. We do not have to adjust for the compounding frequency. The calculator will do that for us. Next, we see the 3 money keys, PV, PMT, and FV. PV represents the present value, or your starting point. If you are making an investment, this would represent your principal or amount invested. Since you are investing money, you are taking it out of your pocket and handing it to someone else. Since this is money out, you enter it into your calculator as a negative number. If you were getting a loan, this principal or amount of loan would be entered as a positive number, since you put the proceeds of the loan into your pocket. Now, suppose we are investing $5,000 for 3 years in an account paying 6% interest compounded monthly. We already have N equals 3 times 12, or 36. You can enter it either way. We have I% equals 6, and now we enter PV equals negative 5,000. Be sure to use the negative number key immediately to the left of the Enter key. Do not use the subtraction key. If you do, you will get an error message with a choice to either quit or go to. Choose the Go To choice because this brings you right back to the Tvm Solver screen and the cursor will be blinking on the minus sign. Just press the negative number key to fix it. You will not have to rekey the 5,000. The next money key is Payment, PMT. In our example, this would be 0 since we are not making payments. If we were dealing with an annuity or an installment loan, the periodic payment amount would be entered. again as a negative number since it is money out. The next item, FV, stands for future value. This is what the account will be worth at the end of the stated time period. This is what we want to find in this particular example. But we need to enter something or the calculator won't let us go on. You can leave whatever is there or enter 0. We are almost ready. The next two items on the list are P/Y and C/Y. These stand respectively for number of payments per year and number of compounding periods per year. When you fill in the P/Y value, the calculator automatically puts the same number in C/Y, which is usually the same. In this case, we will enter a 12 for P/Y, which automatically puts a 12 in the C/Y, since we are compounding monthly, or 12 times per year. Think about it. If we make 12 payments per year of $0 per payment, we still haven't made any payments, but we get the calculator to do the job for us that we need done. Ignore the bottom entry. Always leave it with end highlighted. The last thing we have to do is move the cursor into the position we want to solve for, namely the FV position, and press alpha solve. The alpha key is the key immediately above the math key. You will find solve on the right above the enter key, color-coded to match the alpha key. So when you press alpha enter, this will be accessing solve. And the calculator automatically puts the amount of money in your account at the end of 3 years, which is $5,983.40. Now you can set your calculator to have exactly 2 decimal places, or you can simply round off the values. You can do whichever you prefer. That's basically how we're going to be using the calculator in this chapter. There may be some other little things that you want to ask about along the way. Feel free to contact me if this is confusing.